When Lewis Hamilton left Mercedes for Ferrari, it was supposed to be a fairy tale. The most successful driver in Formula One history, joining the sport's most legendary team, a dream pairing destined for glory. But halfway through the season, that dream looks shaky. Ferrari's results aren't matching expectations, and Hamilton is facing one of the toughest stretches of his career. And now, his former boss, Toto Wolff, has weighed in. Is Hamilton's Ferrari chapter turning into a nightmare? And what does Wolff's reaction reveal about the man who used to lead him to victory? When Hamilton announced he'd be leaving Mercedes for Ferrari, the F1 world exploded. After more than a decade of dominance with Mercedes, 6 world championships, 82 race wins, and countless podiums, he was leaving the comfort of a proven team for the challenge of reviving a fallen giant. Ferrari promised him a competitive car, a new project, and the chance to add a final historic chapter to his career. Hamilton himself called it the ultimate challenge, saying, "To wear the red suit is an honor. I've always admired Ferrari, and this feels like the right time to take on something new." But F1's right time doesn't always align with reality. The SF25 hasn't lived up to the hype. Persistent reliability issues, inconsistent race pace, and questionable strategy calls have left Hamilton often fighting just to make the top 5, far from the title fight he was chasing. The low point? The Spanish Grand Prix. Running in P4, Hamilton's Ferrari lost power on lap 47, forcing him to retire. His frustration was evident as he climbed out of the car, helmet still on, walking straight past the cameras. These aren't isolated incidents. At Monaco, a slow pit stop cost him a potential podium. In Canada, tire degradation left him defenseless against midfield runners. The statistics tell the story. 0 wins, just 3 podiums, and a widening gap to championship leader, Max Verstappen. Hamilton hasn't hidden his disappointment. After the Austrian GP, he said bluntly, "We're not where we need to be. I didn't come here to finish P6. Lewis Hamilton's frustration at Ferrari was laid bare after a difficult Hungarian weekend. He literally called himself useless, absolutely useless, even joking that maybe they need a new driver. Still, he made one thing clear. "I look forward to coming back. Hopefully, I will be back. Yeah." You can't talk about Hamilton's career without mentioning Toto Wolff. As Mercedes' team principal, Wolff guided Hamilton through his most successful years. They weren't just colleagues, they were a powerhouse duo that reshaped modern F1. So, what does Wolff think of Hamilton's current struggles? Speaking to Sky Sports after the British GP, Wolff chose his words carefully. "Lewis is one of the greatest ever. You don't win 7 titles by chance. Ferrari is a unique challenge, and sometimes unique challenges take time." And then added what any champion would hope to hear. "He shouldn't go anywhere next year. I hope he stays on for many more years." Hamilton's struggles aren't just a Ferrari problem, they're a legacy question. Every race he spends out of contention chips away at the narrative of a champion who left on top. If this continues, it risks framing his Ferrari era as a misstep rather than a triumph. For Ferrari, the stakes are just as high. They didn't sign Hamilton just for marketing buzz, they signed him to win. If they can't deliver, it reinforces the painful truth that, despite all their resources, they've fallen behind modern F1's top teams. And for Mercedes, Hamilton's struggles could validate their decision to back George Russell as their lead driver for the future. If Russell continues to score podiums while Hamilton toils in red, it's a quiet victory for Brackley. Despite the sour results, Hamilton hasn't lost his love for the sport, as he assured afterward, "No, I still love it. I still love the team." Behind the scenes, Ferrari's Frédéric Vasseur admitted the reality check wasn't easy. "Lewis and I underestimated the change of environment we were stupidly expecting that he will have everything under control." Fans are split. Some sympathize with Hamilton, blaming Ferrari's shortcomings. Others argue he chose this path and must live with it. Social media debates are fierce, with one viral post reading, "Hamilton didn't lose his speed. Ferrari lost their edge." Meanwhile, headlines paint a picture of growing tension. Hamilton's Ferrari gamble backfires? Toto Wolff shows support, but focuses on Mercedes' future. Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari was supposed to be the ultimate storybook ending. Right now, it looks more like a cliffhanger full of questions, short on answers. Can Ferrari turn things around and give him the car he needs? Can Hamilton summon the patience and grit to endure this storm? Or will his time in red become a cautionary tale about leaving too late? One thing is certain: the eyes of the entire F1 world are on him. If you don't want to miss what happens next, from the paddock politics to Hamilton's fight back, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Because this story isn't over. Not by a long shot.